y'all, gravity. Any day above ground, live it. Hope everybody's doing well today. I am doing fine. If you didn't see that madness yesterday, hopefully after this, you will go watch it. All right, let's get into this. You see who's on the screen. It's a whole bunch of white people, or what I like to call the Cleardashians. We got to talk about this, family, because it's just funny that they've said for decades that white supremacy doesn't exist. We're crazy. We're woke. This is nothing. This is a boogeyman, straw man argument. Y'all moving the goalposts because you don't want to pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. And now all of a sudden, the same people who said all this are now saying that white supremacy is a problem and we have to deal with white supremacists. Well, isn't that just rosy? So we're going to do it like this, family. We're going to do it like this. We're going to look at those four people that you saw on the screen, and we're going to decide and judge how big of a white supremacist they are. So we're going to begin with this here. We're going to begin with this here. Well, what I'm going to do is I want to try to get this story out the way first about TickTock. Tabernacle. So this came down yesterday. Montana is the first state to ban TikTok, but it's complicated. The law is scheduled to go into effect next year, although it remains unclear how it could actually be enforced. Montana Governor Greene signed a bill into law on Wednesday banning TikTok within the entire state, all but ensuring a legal, political, and sheer logistical battle over the popular social media platforms' usage and accessibility. In a tweet on Wednesday, Gianforte claimed that the new law is an effort to protect Montanans' personal and private data from the Chinese Communist Party. Critics and security experts, however, argue that the app's blacklisting infringes on residents' right to free speech and would do little to actually guard individuals' private data. This unconstitutional ban undermines the free speech and association of Montana TikTok users and intrudes on TikTok's interest in disseminating its users' videos. The digital rights advocacy organization Electronic Frontier Foundation arguing in a statement posted on Twitter, calling the new law a blatant violation of the First Amendment. According to the EFF and other advocacy groups, Montana's TikTok ban won't actually protect residents from companies and bad actors who can still scrape and subsequently monetize their private data. Instead, advocates repeated their urge for legislators to pass comprehensive data privacy laws akin to the European Union's General Data Protection regulations. Similar laws have passed in states like California, Colorado, and Utah, but continue to stall at the federal level. And we'll just put this in there because I know y'all don't want to hear too much more about that. But yes, that's what it is. So they trying it. The Wicked for the Galaxy. Morning DSB. They want TikTok gone bad. Too much information being spoken there and they don't like it. That is true, but hey, I don't even really use it, so it is what it is. But let's get into it, family. Let's get into it. It's funny that we got old, let's start with Paul Gosar. Now, Paul Gosar is out of Arizona, and this man, he's been a little problematic, but you know, the world is correct because he's still a representative in Congress and he still has a job, even though they tried to censor him. They tried to put him under censure. It didn't work. They still have it sitting there. So we're going to do this. Why did he get put under censure? Well, he did something last year that he probably shouldn't have done. 2 years ago, I'm sorry. Tabernacle. Republican congressman posts videos depicting violence against Ocasio-Cortez and Biden. Let's see. What did you do, sir?
Twitter is facing intense pressure to suspend the account of one of former President Trump's fiercest defenders in Congress. Sunday night, Congressman Paul Gosar posted a photoshopped anime video that depicted him you're hearing this right, killing Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. It also showed Gosar attacking President Biden with two swords.
CNN correspondent.
Somebody saw Attack on Titan and thought that was a flex. All right.
Donnie O'Sullivan joining us now. So, Donnie, it's interesting. Twitter flagged this video last night, but decided not to take it down. Why?
That's right. So basically, if a regular user, if a non-elected person was to have tweeted this video, it probably would have gotten taken down. It could have got them suspended from the platform. But Twitter has different rules for politicians. They flagged this tweet from Gosar, essentially saying that it violated their rules about hateful conduct, but it determined that it may be in the public's interest for the tweet to remain accessible. Basically, the argument here on Twitter's side being that they know this is hateful, potentially dangerous stuff, but they want to show it for what it is. Now, that is one argument. Others will say, well, this is also ginning up the base and it's dangerous, so it should be taken down. Worth pointing out here that Gosar also posted this video on Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, which of course is now called Meta. Facebook has done nothing about it. They haven't responded to our requests. We contacted them last night. But I guess this all sort of comes back to the point, of course, is that, of course, these platforms have responsibility, and it's right we ask them questions of what they're doing, but also just rather remarkable that a member of Congress is sharing something like this. Take a look at what AOC responded. She described Gosar as a creepy member of Congress, shared a fantasy video of him killing me, and he'll face no consequences because Kevin McCarthy cheers him on, GOP leader cheers him on with excuses, should I say, without excuses. So, you know, it comes back to, I guess, there's responsibility here on the person who's sharing it, on the part of the platforms, and of course on Republicans to call this sort of thing out. Final point I should also mention is that the Gosar's staff told the Washington Post that, you know, this is a cartoon, don't need to be worried about it, don't take things so seriously. And I expect we will see a lot of people who were very upset about Big Bird getting vaccinated over the weekend now defending this as just a cartoon.
Okay. There you go. So he was allowed to do that, but he's still got a job. Must be nice to be a white supremacist. Must be nice. So there's him. Let's talk about the matriarch, the current matriarch of white supremacy in Congress, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She made headlines yesterday, family. Yes, she did. Not once, but twice. Yes, she did. Why did she make headlines? Well, we'll start with this. Marjorie Taylor Greene fumes after being laughed at in Congress. Laughed at. Here we go. Georgia Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene lashed out at an expert witness at a House committee hearing for apparently laughing at her. Greene, who has returned to House committee assignments this year after being stripped of her previous roles in 2021 following uproar over her past incendiary comments, was attending a House Homeland Security Committee hearing on Tuesday to discuss the threat of organized left-wing violence. Okay. The hearing was titled Mostly Peaceful, Countering Left-Wing Organized Violence. Say I'm not going to talk about what goes on the right. Okay. Say less. Those are patriots, right? All right. Intervening in the Republican-led event, Greene attacked the far-left groups that she said occupied cities like Portland and Seattle in the summer of 2020 during Black Lives Matter protests. Quote, I would like to remind everyone here that in the summer of 2020, the protests and violence in major cities all over the country were so intense it caused over $2 billion in damage to the federal buildings and local businesses. She said the far left groups that occupied Portland were there for over 100 days. How can an Antifa group and left-wing extremist group come over and literally take over city blocks? Greene then claimed that the House committee had experienced some left-wing extremism of our own, saying a dozen protesters had been arrested on the second floor of the building where the committee was meeting. You kind of can't even make this up. Greene said of the arrest, claiming that George Soros funded a group demonstrating outside. Where's your proof? I hate George Soros as much as the next person. Where's your proof, though? She then showed some pictures of protesters standing around a sign and being arrested and taken away by Capitol Police. I don't know if we can call that an insurrection or left-wing extremism, violence. I'm not sure how we call it, she said. Greene then addressed the subject of white supremacy, previously mentioned during the hearing by Amy Spitalnik, senior advisor at nonpartisan organization Human Rights First. Spitalnik previously led Integrity First for America, another nonpartisan nonprofit that held accountable the neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and hate groups responsible for the August 2017 violence in Charlottesville. In her intervention during the hearing, God, I can't read. Spitalnik testified that the U.S. is grappling with a very real threat of white-wing extremism. Damn. In this country. She said that every single statistic makes clear that the vast majority of extremist violence is perpetuated by those motivated by white supremacists and other right-wing ideologies. Greene addressed Spitalnik's intervention by claiming that people who support abortions are the real white supremacists because 20 million black babies have been aborted in America since Roe v. Wade. Why are we in this? Y'all, how do y'all go from talking about left-wing extremism and now y'all bringing in black babies? Man, these white people can't get us off their mind blood. All right. As Greene was speaking, Spitalnik apparently laughed, which angered the Georgia congresswoman. Is this funny to you, Greene asked? Is babies being murdered in the womb funny to you? Because you're smirking and laughing at me right now. Spitalnik replied, what's not funny are the black people and Hispanic people and Jewish people and Muslim people who have been murdered in synagogues and churches and supermarkets and mosques by white supremacists. Greene shot back that murder isn't just for minorities. I thought y'all weren't victims. I thought y'all didn't have that victim mentality. Didn't y'all tell us this for years? Y'all don't have that victim mentality that we have. Now y'all want to play victim? Edward Jones, good afternoon. The back and forth between the two was interrupted as Greene's time for questions 5 minutes ran out. All right. So that was the first thing she went viral for yesterday. But this is the one that everybody's talking about. Marjorie Taylor Greene claims white supremacist label is same as the N-word. Gretello. Oh, Lord. How is being called a white supremacist the same as the N-word? I don't understand it either, young lady. I don't. How? But, you know, another great episode of Keeping Up with the Cleardashians. Let's see. The far-right Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene told reporters being called a white supremacist was the same as a black person being called the N-word. Speaking on Thursday about a confrontation outside the Capitol the day before with the Democratic Congressman Jamal Bowman, Greene said Jamal Bowman was shouting at the top of his lungs, cursing, calling me a white supremacist, which I take great offense to that. It's like calling a person of color the N-word, which should never happen. Calling me a white supremacist is equal to that. That is wrong. Oh, so when you're talking about abortion, you get to say black babies, but when the N-word comes up, it's people of color. Yeah. Greene, a Trump supporter from Georgia, has achieved viral fame in large part by voicing conspiracy theories addressing white supremacists. So you're talking to your cousins. All right, cool. making bigoted statements and harassing opponents, which she has used to secure influence in the Republican caucus. In a Congress as bitterly divided as the country at large, Bowman, a progressive from New York, has made headlines by confronting far-right Republicans. Whoop-dee-dee. The verbal tussle on Wednesday came after House Republicans deflected a Democratic motion to expel the federally indicted New York Representative George Santos. As Santos spoke to reporters, Bowman called out that he should resign. Greene then squared off with Bowman, each talking over the other before Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, another New York progressive, told Bowman, "She ain't worth it, bro. She ain't worth it, bro." Footage spread swiftly on social media. Let's see. Dang, that's an ugly white woman. But go ahead.
They small him. We gotta save the party. The party's hanging by a thread.
We gotta get rid of Biden.
The party's hanging by a thread. You gotta save the party. Listen, no more QAnon, no more MAGA, no more debt ceiling nonsense. Come on now, save the party, save America, save the children, do something about guns.
Right, so close
Come
the
on,
border.
invest in
Close the
education.
border. Save the
The
children.
border is
What
what
about the
Trump
children?
left.
Hey,
What
where
are
are
you
all the
talking
kids?
about?
Where are all the migrant
What
children?
kids?
You guys have
We're
lost
accepting
them.
them. We love
No,
them.
you've lost
We
them.
love the
There's
migrant
tens
children.
of
Why we
thousands
lost
missing.
them?
You can't find them.
What are you
That's
talking
your
about? What are
administration.
you talking about?
Yeah, migrant children missing. You don't know the news.
No, we don't know the news.
Oh, you
That's
actually
Fox
listened before.
That's
Hey,
Fox
let me
News.
tell you
Listen,
something,
I
Jamal.
need you to
Not
save
very
the party.
smart. You should pay attention. She ain't worth it, bro.
Save the party.
She ain't worth it, bro. She ain't worth it.
AKA
My milk of magnesia. Oh. After the devil made you, he broke the mold.
haven't you ever had the feeling that when you see two people arguing, you know they're not serious? DSA1, hello. DSB, you know you're wrong for that. All right. Say less. But yeah. Being called a white supremacist is just as bad as being called the N-word. Okay. At the Capitol on Thursday, Greene said he was the one that approached me. She also claimed Bowman was yelling, shouting, raising his voice. He was aggressive. His physical, listen to this, his physical mannerisms are aggressive. There's a lot of concern about Jamal Bowman, so I'm concerned. I feel threatened by him. I feel threatened by him.
What the hell?
What the hell? What the?
I feel threatened by him. Boy. Okay. But there ain't no white supremacy, right? There's no white supremacy. Oh, Ricky Jones, good afternoon. We know I'm from New York. I know Jamal Bowman well. Him, Hakeem Jeffries, the whole of them. Yes, I they're all buck dancers. I understand that. It's just funny that it take this Georgia white woman to say that she felt threatened by a black man raising his voice. When are you Negroes gonna wake up? When are y'all gonna wake up? That's how they look at you. They be sitting in their offices, in each other's offices, watching these news reports of black people getting gunned down and arrested and taken out by these police and manhandled, and they laugh. You think because they work with you, you're escaping criticism? No. They're talking about you too. What would have given her such glee and made her wet was if Capitol Police would have separated him. Oh, that would have been the ultimate Karen moment. Y'all don't get it. But y'all want to play these games. Okay. They're not your friends, sir. They're not. Unless you are bound by the... I can't talk about that here on YouTube. I will lose my channel. Maybe on Rumble. But yes, they don't like it. Y'all see the separation coming. The boule is still trying to be active, and it's not working. Hey, Jamal, how do you feel now? She thinks you're a dangerous black man. Bowman did not immediately respond. Hey, man, this is hip hop. You better go outside. Greene, a dedicated far-right firebrand, also claimed to be above partisan politics because members of Congress should, quote, care about the country no matter what our political beliefs are. Boy, you don't be telling them lies up there. At the same press conference, Greene announced that she had filed articles of impeachment against President Joe Biden. The U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland and Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas, Christopher Wade, the Director of the FBI, and Matthew Graves, U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. All right, ma'am. Are you going to do that for Gosar as well? Oh, let me guess. He's in the legislature, right? Was your name on that bill to censure him? Was it on there? What about Mitchie? What about Turtleface Mitch McConnell? What about him? Nah, he ain't gonna do that, right? Oh, we know. We know, Edward. We know she wanted this. We know she wanted that. He might like the white meat. Who knows? But she also said something that I think you guys would like. She didn't like it that people were calling her a white supremacist. And we see how they're now trying to delineate away from these mass shooters. They're trying to say that these people are not white Americans. They're not. Uvalde had nothing to do with white supremacy because he was a Latino, Salvador Ramos. Yeah. Even though I'm sure he probably said he's white on documents. Pink Gendron's not white because allegedly his family's from Ukraine. Allegedly. So that's not a white American. So now American is about to become what we've been telling everybody else in regards to reparations, that being black Americans and ethnicity. Watch white American become an ethnicity. Watch. But there's that. Now we move on to this. You're going to like this video. A representative in Rhode Island just lost his job yesterday. Why did he lose his job yesterday? He got caught in the car with some stuff he wasn't supposed to be caught in the car with. Oh, yes. Tabernacle. Body cam video of Cranston councilman's arrest released. Mayor urges resignation. Now, update. He did resign this morning. He did. But I want y'all to look at the body cam. Police released body cam video of Cranston councilman's arrest. Where is the sound? Why is there no sound? This is weak. Where is the sound?
Shows a Cranston city councilor passed out with crack cocaine in his possession.
That's white supremacy.
I'm Mike Montecalvo. Now city leaders are calling for him to step down. 12 News reporter Amanda Pitts joins us now live outside of City Hall with the latest. Amanda?
Well, Mike and Shannon, that body camera footage starts with an officer finding the councilman passed out in the front seat of his car, and it ends with his arrest. Now the mayor is calling on him to resign and get help. Cranston police body camera footage showing the moment a city councilor is arrested on a drug charge.
You're a councilman in Cranston, smoking crack, with crack on you. What do you think the constituents would say?
Councilman Matthew Riley was found passed out in the driver's seat of a vehicle Monday morning.
Somebody literally sprinted and flagged me down because they thought you were having a heart attack or choking.
The Republican councilman for Ward 6 told the officer it was a relapse and he had nothing on him.
Were we no arrest?
No. Are there any drugs in the car or anything like that?
No, nothing.
Except there were. Police searched the vehicle and found crack cocaine. They tested it on the hood.
Yeah, right away.
Fentanyl?
Coke, crack. I think there's a little bit of fentanyl in there.
Yeah, all right.
Officers muted their body camera footage for large portions of their interactions.
You on mute or I'm on recording? You want to throw it on me?
What's that you said?
Yep.
Wait, what did you just say? You didn't say that.
They tested it on the hood.
Yeah, right away.
Fentanyl?
Coke, crack. I think there's a little bit of fentanyl in there.
Yeah, all right.
Officers muted their body camera footage for large portions of their interactions.
Must be nice. You muted your body cam for large portions, but white supremacy don't exist, right? Why are they still having access to mute things? They still have access to shut off these body cams. Why are they still allowed to do this? All right.
You on mute or I'm on recording? You want to throw it on me? Yep.
Riley quickly requested Major Todd Padalano to the scene, admitting to him that he purchased $100 worth of crack cocaine the day prior.
Your health and your well-being is worth way more than any political career.
I don't care.
We'll keep it. Listen, we're not. We don't report nothing to the media unless someone tells them.
Riley is eventually taken into custody and charged with possession.
Yeah, I know. It's not.
We don't report to the media unless somebody tells them. Don't that sound like Daniel J. Penny and Jordan Neely?
Like I have an option here, man. Sorry.
Now the mayor is calling for his resignation.
I feel that's in the best interest of the city, his constituents. I also feel that personally, it's in his best interest for him.
Now, at this hour, Riley has not resigned from his position as city councilor. We did reach out to him for comment, but have not yet heard back. The city tells me that if he resigns before July 5th, there will be a special election in the city to replace him. If not, someone will be appointed to replace him. Live in Cranston tonight, Amanda Pitts, 12 News.
Well, there you go. Oh, we have sound. Oh, we're going to watch this. Oh, we're going to watch this. And we're going to have fun. Get out of the car. You know, if this was a black man, they would have grabbed him already.
I'm just going to pat you down.
Yes, sir.
Put interlock your fingers. Interlock your fingers. Do you have any weapons on you?
No, not at all.
All right.
Roads open, Boston.
You're going to stop. Try not to. Oh, no way, dude. Really?
Yes. I was just on my way back from court.
Bro. Well, a rescue's going to come check you out, man. I can't let you go. You were literally choking in your sleep. Somebody flagged me down about it.
Oh, I have sleep apnea. I'm sorry.
Well, and then you have a crack pipe in your hands. So it's like...
Wait, sorry.
Listen, I have a body camera. Obviously, everything I have is recorded. You know that. And what I've observed is on camera, so I can't pretend I didn't. You know, so a rescue's going to come here.
Sounds like they've done this before.
Oh,
And they're going to check you out. You know, as far as I know, there's no drugs anywhere, so I can't, you know, so there's not a criminal investigation. There's more a health or well-being check type thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I obviously have to document it, you know. You can have that back.
Thank you. So will we no arrest?
What?
Will we no arrest?
No. Are there any drugs in the car or anything like that?
No, here it is.
All right.
He asking if there's gonna be an arrest.
How long have you had this problem, man?
It was a relapse. I've been clean for 13 years.
All right. Okay. Do you know if any of that was laced with fentanyl or anything? Because you were out, and like looked like you were choking.
Really?
Yeah. That's why someone literally sprinted and flagged me down because they thought you were having a heart attack or choking.
No, not that I know of. I was just carrying it all the way. I just.
Greg, I have a second for handle his wrong floor.
Sorry.
Sorry. Can you sit over towards the front of your car, please? Thank you. If you're unsteady on your feet, just find maybe one of those curves or something.
You know, they may have made that, but that's a big rock you got in there. What's that? A $50 piece? 100.
Yeah,
So,
I just got back into this.
this is gonna listen. This is terrible situation. We feel terrible about that. You know.
Oh, DSP is gonna get worse. Did it to me again. It always does that. Can y'all hear me? Oh, hold on. Give me 1 second. Hello? All right. I think we're good now. Okay. So there was that. But I want to show y'all something because this man over here lying to the folk, boy. He over here lying to the folk. What the hell happened? Oh, don't tell me you kicked me out again. Oh my god. You're not finna do this to me right now. Hello? Oh, jeez. It did it to me again. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? I should be hearing any feedback. Hold on. I don't know why it's doing this. Does it sound like this is an echo? Yeah, I knew it. Hello? All right. All right, let's see. Let's try this again. Should work now. Hope it working now. Should work now. All right. Think we're good now. All right. So here we go. Mr. Riley, you lied, sir. You lied, sir. What is this we found? What is this? You relapsed, huh? Okay, say less. Family court chief judge to review handling of complaints about Riley tied to drug use and sex. Okay. There is growing criticism on how the court and the state's disciplinary council handled allegations and a plethora of evidence tying Cranston councilman and attorney Matthew Riley to drug abuse and having sex with clients. In some cases, clients with substance abuse problems.
And folk, them white people lost their mind.
Yeah. Sure, sir. Oh, we know if this was a black councilman, oh, they would have been all over him. On Monday, Riley was arrested on drug charges after being found passed out in his SUV with a reported crack pipe in his hand. Then on Wednesday, a Go Local investigation unveiled court documents, including text messages in which Riley told a client who he was having a sex and drug relationship with that he was medicating his young daughter so they would sleep, and then he would leave home to go to the female client's home so the two can have sex and do drugs. They brought the babies into it. According to multiple sources with direct knowledge, family court judge Deborah DeSegna was provided information, including text messages and statements about Riley's sex with clients and drug use that outlined Riley's unprofessional activities. Judge DeSegna had the information since the summer of 2022. So you had this for damn near a year and you didn't do nothing. All right. A year. You knew something was going on with the Bibis for a year, and you said, "Nah, we good. We're not gonna prosecute." All right. DeSegna has served in the family court since 2008 and was appointed by then Governor Donald Carcieri. According to court records, DeSegna had copies of those texts involving Riley's involvement with drugs and sex with clients and additional information about his behavior since the summer of 2022. And according to those with firsthand knowledge, DeSegna was obligated by Supreme Court rules to notify the disciplinary council. A judge having knowledge that a lawyer has committed a violation of the rules of professional conduct that raises a substantial question regarding the lawyer's honesty, trustworthiness, or fitness as a lawyer in other respects shall inform the appropriate authority. Rule 2.15 of the Supreme Court. The court goes on to state that the judge has an obligation to report potential violations. After Go Local's report unveiling Riley's text messages regarding his medicating his children, numerous Cranston politicians, including State Representative Barbara Ann Fenton Fung, Republican, Cranston City Council President Jessica Marino, Democrat, the Democratic City Committee, and Cranston Mayor Ken Hopkins, Republican, called for Riley to resign from the Cranston City Council. Riley, who is a Republican, has not responded to emails, phone calls, or texts from Go Local. Go Local has confirmed that 2 attorneys did file formal complaints against Riley with the court's disciplinary council regarding concerns about his drug use and sex with clients. The court's chief disciplinary counsel, Carrie Riley Travers, has refused to respond to questions. She has been in the position since 2021, succeeding David Curtin, who always responded to media inquiries. In a statement to Go Local, presiding family court judge Michael Forte reaffirmed the court's rulings and said that he's now reviewing the situation. Under the rules of judicial conduct, judges receiving information indicating a substantial likelihood of misconduct by a lawyer are required to take appropriate action. Appropriate action may include, but is not limited to, communicating directly with the lawyer or reporting a suspected violation to the appropriate authority, said Forte. My supervisory authority as chief judge requires me to assess what, if any, action by family court may be warranted in this matter. So now that the Bibis have been involved for a year, now y'all want to move because he's bringing bad press to your state. All right. Torian Rain, I got a story for you. You'll like this. This is an Operation Protect the White Boy that I just read. I'm going to give this to you, and you can do your research and put your Torian Rain spin on it. As a perfect Operation Protect the White Boy. JB Easy, good afternoon. You said, I wonder if he used one of those Biden crack pipes. Nah, they never got to market, so yeah. Oh, I bet he's not the only one. They all in those high positions hitting those crack pipes, even in the White House. Yeah, you know, cocaine parties. What state is this? Jacqueline M. Jackson, hello. This is Rhode Island, or what they like to call Massachusetts East. Or I'm sorry, Boston East, East Boston. But yes, there was that. And last but not least, family. Remember how I said at the beginning that they love saying that white supremacy doesn't exist, and now all of a sudden they want to acknowledge that white supremacy exists, but don't call me a white supremacist. Well, want me to prove that they knew that we were right about white supremacy all the time? Would you like me to prove it? Because I can prove it.
Free my people. No. Free my people. Free my people. No.
This is for all you Marjorie Taylor Greene fans and you black bootlicks that want to say that white supremacy don't exist and we're just using it because we don't want to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and we want free things. Yeah. Why is there a bill that got killed in the Senate on something that doesn't exist? Because it was funny because 2 years before this story came out, y'all's Donald Trump said he wanted to put Antifa and the KKK on the domestic terrorist watch list. And I think we can all agree that those are two of the biggest white supremacy groups in the country. The Klan is king. So even that white supremacist knew white supremacy existed. U.S. Senate Republicans block bill to battle white supremacy. U.S. Senate Republicans on Thursday blocked debate on a bill that represented the first effort by Congress to address mass shootings since a white supremacist. Even Reuters is calling it, and Reuters is owned by, we're not even going to go there. Not even going to go there. Since a white supremacist killing of 10 black people in New York and a gunman's massacre of 19 pupils and 2 teachers in Texas. They didn't want to say that Payne Gendron was a white supremacist. They didn't want to say Salvador Ramos was a white supremacist. Yet their manifestos said otherwise. The 47-47 vote along strict party lines fell short of the 60 yes votes required to launch debate in the 100-member Senate on a bill titled the Domestic Terrorism Prevention Act. The vote effectively blocked the bill, which would have authorized federal agencies to monitor and report jointly on domestic terrorism within the United States, including incidents related to white supremacy. Republicans said the legislation was unnecessary. There it is. The legislation was unnecessary as Democratic President Joe Biden already had the authority to organize his administration's response to violent extremism. You hear him. Y'all hear him. It was unnecessary because Biden had the authority to move, which he hasn't done. The state of Tennessee is blocking the release of the manifesto. I'm sorry. The state of Tennessee is trying to fight to have the manifesto released. The Covenant School is blocking it. You had 6 children deleted there and 3 teachers deleted at that school by one of your former students, and you won't release the manifesto. We know why. In that manifesto, I guarantee you that transformer said that either they were getting pimped out by the teachers or they were having relations with teachers. That's why they won't release it. This is another I'm white and I say so. Democrats said the bill was needed to bolster the federal government's response to rising incidents of violent extremism. They said amendments to any such bill could address potential restrictions on guns. Mass shootings in recent years have provoked discussion in Congress on what to do about gun violence, but little action as the two parties are deeply divided on gun restrictions. Americans have little confidence in Congress's ability to solve the problem, with the Reuters Ipsos poll on Tuesday showing that just 35% believe lawmakers will act. The House of Representatives passed the domestic terrorism bill along party lines last week after an avowed white supremacist killed the 10 black people in a live stream shooting at a supermarket in Buffalo, New York on May 14th. So 12 days after Payne Gendron did what he did, they flunked the bill. But 2 weeks after what happened in Atlanta, Asian people got money. They got a task force. They got stronger legislation. On Tuesday, a gunman stormed into a school in Uvalde, Texas, and killed the 9 and 10-year-old children and 2 teachers. Senate Democrats and some Republicans have discussed the possibility of bipartisan legislation to address mass shootings, including proposals to expand background checks for gun purchasers and to keep guns out of the hands of the mentally ill. Some 79% of Americans, including 78% of Republicans, are more likely to vote for a candidate in November's congressional election who supports passing red flag laws of that kind, the Reuters Ipsos poll found. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said that at least 5 Democratic lawmakers, including Senator Chris Murphy, have reached out to Republicans about possible measures related to gun and school safety. Murphy, a leading advocate for gun restrictions, told the news conference that talks with Republicans were expected on Thursday and would continue through next week, but the odds are slim at best that the Senate will enact any bill to restrict guns. None of us are under any illusions this will be easy, Schumer said on the Senate floor, accusing Republicans of being in the vice grip of the U.S. gun lobby, but he added we need to give it a short amount of time to try. Schumer's Republican counterpart, Minority Leader Turtle McConnell, told reporters that any proposal capable of passing the Senate would need to be limited to address the facts of the Texas massacre. Huh? What about Buffalo? You see what they're doing? You see what they're doing? So this came on the heels after Buffalo, but you won't address Buffalo? You want it limited to Uvalde? Let me read that again. Schumer's Republican counterpart, Minority Leader Turtle McConnell, told reporters that any proposal capable of passing the Senate would need to be limited to address the facts of the Texas massacre. The fact was it was a Latino person that did it who's a white supremacist. You don't need no more facts. He deleted kids. You don't need no more facts. He bought ammo and guns the day before. You don't need no facts. You got all the facts you need. Y'all just don't want to do it because it's Texas. And you think doing something about gun legislation is going to affect Texas and everybody's going to use Texas as the fall state. That's why y'all don't want to do it, because you would rather hang on to your 55 votes in the Electoral College than address 2 mass shootings that happened within months of each other. You only want to limit it to a place where actor is from, who went in Biden's living room and disrespected him and basically disrespected y'all as well. Y'all didn't want to address black people that got killed because y'all were able to take the shooter into custody, but y'all shuffled your feet on giving him hate crime charges. I can only imagine what this would have looked like if the Senate was majority Republican. He did not elaborate, but Republicans broadly oppose new gun restrictions that would infringe on the rights of law-abiding gun owners. Other Republicans expressed potential interest in red flag legislation that would encourage states to deny firearms to anyone found mentally unstable or dangerous, possibly using unspent COVID-19 funding to pay for the initiative. With the 100 seats, Senate split 50-50, gun legislation would need 10 Republican votes to meet the chamber's 60-vote threshold for passing most bills. Screw y'all. Must be nice. Must be nice. But all right. We finna do this. We finna do this. To hell with y'all. That's how we gonna run it. Since y'all don't want to do nothing to protect us, we're going to go protect ourselves. And the first step is protecting ourselves is we gonna get on code. Number 2 is we gonna go get these power tools. You know what? I can't even do it right. I can't do it right. Nah, I can't do it right. Where is the professor? Professor, you tell them.
Continue with the moment of truth in just a moment, but first, a word from the official sponsor of Black Empowerment, Power Tools. There's no telling when something's going to come up, so make sure you carry your power tools at all times. You never know when you're going to need to bring the hammer down, or when you'll have some trash that needs to be blown away, or some obstacle that requires cutting down. Don't get caught empty-handed. Keep your hammer close by. Keep that leaf blower at the ready, and always carry your steel. Power tools, because no matter what your day job or side hustle may be, there's no excuse for not being ready to put in some work. The white media also jumped on that train from the jump. They spent days concealing the background.
So yeah, so get on code, get your power tools, and number 3, y'all getting voted out. Since y'all don't want to fix the problems, we're gonna fix it for you, and that's how we gonna run that. But y'all, that's it. That's all I gotta say. Hopefully, you got entertained while we were keeping up with the Cleardashians. I'd like to thank y'all for coming in. Technical problems be damned. Take care. Stay safe out here. And y'all know what to do when the agitators of peace come to mess up your existence.